All right, so welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin.
I'm Tarsha.
This is Conversations with the Crawleys. We have conversations about faith, family relationships, and we happen to do some recaps, reviews, and commentary on our favorite shows. This one is all about Morgan and Binh, because I'm putting them together right now. From Married at First Sight in San Diego. So if this is content that you enjoy, hit that subscribe, hit the like, request notifications,
and share.
And we'll see you in the comments and join that membership vibe. Membership vibes. All right. So Binh is at the house. And she's there too. Mm-hmm. And they sitting like they don't know each other. They sit. Y'all remember how when you would go to little house parties with your friends when you was like 7th grade, 8th grade, what have you, and nobody, broke the dance floor as far as going out there and dancing, and everybody just sitting there. That's how they sitting.
Each hugging the corner.
Each hugging that. They was hugging the ends of that couch for dear life, like they was Rose on the Titanic. On the Titanic, trying to keep what is Jack away.
That's a lot.
That was a lot of explaining for that, but y'all know what I'm saying.
I don't remember the Titanic. I don't
remember how Rose, because Jack could have gotten on that thing. She let Jack die.
Oh, get into the boat.
Or the little door, whatever she was hanging on to, the piece of the Titanic that she was sitting on, just sitting up there pretty on. Jack could have gotten up there too, but Jack had to die and freeze in cold waters. She could have
moved over.
She could have made some space for him.
Like he's still salty about that.
Jack could have made it. We could have had a story about Jack. Still, we got her jumping off at the end because I forgot the rest of it. But okay,
I forgot, but I got you.
All right. So go ahead.
No, I'll let you go ahead so I can stay on track.
So you can stay calm.
Mm-hmm.
So Dr. Pia comes in, and because y'all remember last week, we didn't do a video last week, but we did. We need to talk about it because last week was they were supposed to share their notes as far as kind of their growing up and things of that nature. And Binh, again, trying to work through the process, recognizing that he made some mistakes. Read his. Morgan was like, that's good. I'm not reading mine because I don't trust you, and walked out. Yeah. So now Dr. P is there, and again, Binh is like, I made some mistakes. And did you all notice the fake hug even that Morgan gave to Dr. P? It was just kind of like, eh.
I wasn't.
You wasn't impressed?
No, I wasn't impressed. I mean, because I don't feel Binh has been represented well.
No.
In this case.
Or advocated for well.
That's the word I'm looking for. Advocated well.
No one's advocating for him.
No one's advocating for him.
Well, let me say this. The guys are advocating for him.
Yes.
But I don't think that production I don't think that the women or the doctors are advocating for Binh well.
Especially the ones who are coming to see them.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Because Morgan gives this villainous picture of him talking about her. Mm-hmm. But only Nate can call her out. I don't understand. I don't understand. Nate's the only one that when confronted with what he sees going on can call her out. Mm-hmm. But no one's saying, well, tell me specifically what you heard Binh say.
Yep.
Because this would give us a lot of contents of all this animosity that you're having.
Right.
Because right now you're not telling me anything specific. You're saying he's talking about all this behind your back and going and running off. Okay, granted, did he break your trust?
Yes.
Yes. Should he have done that? No.
Nope.
But it's already happened. That's over now. My understanding, you got an apology, but you're not accepting it, whatever. But I need to know from you, Morgan, what specifically did he say? Right. Because what I'm thinking she's going to say, because she never let Binh talk, she don't know. She don't know what it is.
she feels pain and is comforted by the fact that she feels pain and wants to continue to feel the pain because that pain is fueling her. Because again, let me remind you, she lied first. Now it was inconsequential lie, right? As far as her having her bachelor's and then him finding out that she doesn't. Got it. And we took Ben to task for that. Like, hey,
yeah,
that's the least of worries, right?
Right.
However,
she made a big deal when she came back, so that's why he made a big deal, because he doesn't know the industry,
right?
If we want to say it like that,
and because again, I believe that her issue with him mentioning it to anybody else was more some embarrassment that she feels, because I think that's the only thing I can think of. If I'm a credit short, if I'm a class short of my degree,
and it didn't make any big deal, then why do I? First of all, why wouldn't you just tell him up front?
Right.
And then you circle back around and say, well, I didn't finish. I do have one, because you feel a certain way about it.
Because you feel that there's a major difference or a major void or what have you.
Correct. And so then that would make me feel some way, because I don't know, but you're telling me this, and then you're asking me, and then you confide in me like this is the secret of a lifetime.
Like, don't tell anybody.
Right. So I'm thinking,
I'm missing one class.
Right.
Shh.
Right.
It's a government secret.
Right. So when you make that all a big deal, then I can see why he thinks it's a big deal.
You're right.
If we want to make it make sense why we got to this point, right?
Exactly. So for him also, and what we've pieced together is, again, he would go to Justin as far as a confidant, as far as this is what I'm going through in my marriage, what have you. She faults him for that when we also see her talking to the ladies about her marriage. So it's like you have this double standard that he can't go and talk to whomever he's talking to, but you can do that. Now, he does lie about and say that he's not having those conversations, so we don't want to run past that. So he does lie and say,
shouldn't lie.
But he begins to also kind of explain he was afraid of uncomfortable conversations.
Conflict. Because as he indicates, and this is why he's not close to his dad, because of the aggressiveness of the interactions when it comes to, because I do want to appease. I do want to keep the peace.
Right.
And these are things he's just now discovering about himself.
Right.
So she mentions, well, maybe I'm not, what I could have done, I didn't create a safe space for him. And the doctor should have been like, you are correct. So should Ben be just as mad at you for not having a safe space and you also participating in what's going on?
Because you want a husband that has your back. Got you. But a husband wants a place where he can be vulnerable and confide and not feel like he's got to have his guard up. So both of y'all are causing this thing. And that's why, again, I say no one's advocating for Ben, because someone should be able to point out, yes, you are mistaken in not providing a safe space where he could feel like he could say these things that he's feeling without feeling judged, without feeling criticized, without feeling attacked.
Right. Or being made belittled.
Right.
Like he's a child that you're scorning.
Yep.
And so no one's pointing that out to him. And then what does the doctor say? She calls him, she says something. And he was like, what? Can you define that?
Vindictive.
Vindictive.
Yes.
I was like, what?
So, yeah, because I would have an issue with that too. If you're saying I'm vindictive, because that's almost like I'm intentionally doing things to hurt you, to destroy you, to tear you down.
Right.
And he's like,
he could hardly talk. The whole time he could hardly speak. It was like he was having would be considered like PTSD. Like he was shutting down.
Yeah.
Because he could hardly talk. And then when he was trying to talk, he's like, if I say that, that's going to be wrong. If I say this, this is going to be wrong.
Yep.
And so he, even after at the end of video, he's like, I don't think I could say anything that was going to be right. I can't communicate how I'm feeling. I felt so bad for him.
Yeah.
Because even in himself, even though I know he could have said some things that would at least make sense of how things fold out, he couldn't get it out. And the doctor couldn't recognize his trauma? She says, I read everything that's been going on. So did you read about everything, how he felt? Did you look into his background about could he take on a strong woman? That he has stronger connections to his mother than he does a father, to be a good father figure or to be a husband. And I was like, because Morgan wants grace, but Morgan doesn't want to give grace.
Yep.
So it's not fair. And he'll never get off the hook. I want an emotional apology. What kind of emotion do you want him to show in the apology other than him can't?
She wants to break this man. Listen, she wants him crying and boo-hooing because she wants him to hurt the way that she says that she feels hurt.
It won't bring anything back.
No, it won't. But this is how she is. Because remember, even at the dinner table when they were all there back in the honeymoon, a lot of folks were looking at her like, does she want a roommate or does she want a husband? So she if we're honest, we've been seeing the coldness from her for a while. And so in my opinion, I think she's, whether she's intentional about it or not, I think she won't be satisfied until he's broken. And she's breaking him, if we're honest. We're seeing him break. Because
when he goes to go with the men, this is what Mitch says. He's taking all the blame. Why is he taking all the blame? He's internalizing to the point now where he's taking all the blame. He's not the only one involved in this. And he shouldn't be taking on all the blame.
Nope.
At all.
Yep.
And so I'm concerned that if the other doctors are not, if the producers are only writing out what's occurring, but no one's capturing what's really going on with Ben mentally, then the doctors are going to miss an opportunity to help this young man before he does get to a place where it's too dark for him. And I'm concerned.
And it damages his ability to actually find a relationship that's healthy.
Right.
So.
Right.
Because do y'all remember a few weeks ago, our biggest concern with this couple was going to be Ben and the money issues? That's out the window. That's not even. They played that up so big and so strong. No, we should have dug a little more into Morgan and her character and her personality and the fact that she can't forgive anybody or give grace to anybody. That's what we should have been focusing on the first few weeks.
Because I'm concerned. You telling me no other woman in your life up to this time has said something or done something to you unforgettable. Or maybe they're out of her life. Maybe that's the case.
And so that's a red flag if you're so quick to cut everybody off.
Yeah, because guess what? People are going to say something. People are going to do stuff that you don't like.
It makes for great TV, but it does not make for great marriages.
It doesn't.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. There's no... Stay married long enough. On some level, as she call it, portrayal, as she calls it, as she used that term, will happen.
I'm tired of this girl.
So I'm mad like I'm his big sister. Like, I want to come and defend him. And like, you're not gonna say this to my brother.
No.
You're not gonna treat him this way.
Yep.
So.
All right. Well, look, that's it for this one. Before she gets a little more heated.
I'm good.
She's good. All right. So listen, we'll see y'all next time. My prediction is that this will probably be the last week that we see Morgan and Ben next week. I think next week will probably be the end for them completely.
I hope he says, you know what? I don't want to be married right now. I don't want to be married to this person. I need to work on myself.
Yep.
That's the best thing he can do.
That would absolutely be.
Because you can't save anything. First of all, nobody want to be saved. Because she would be so mad. She'll jump off, like you talking about jumping off the boat, and you couldn't even save her from the water. Because I'm too mad. He betrayed me. I'd rather drown.
Peace. See ya. All right, listen, that's it for this one. We'll see y'all next time. Have a great one. Be blessed.